Hi everyone, I'm Celia Burton.
And I'm Dr. Zamani.
And I'm going to show you how to create this gorgeous party look at home, and we're going to talk through a few beauty and skincare tips as well. So I hope you enjoy. Okay, so this is just a little bit of micellar water on a cotton pad. I'm just going to clean your skin to start with because we just want to make sure that it's a clean canvas for us.
I know, it's so important. Actually, that's one of the things I always tell my patients and my clients is that, you know, in order to get the best from your skincare, you really need to reveal your skin, and that means like with a really good cleanse. So,
yeah.
You know, I wash every day with our Cleanse and Clarify, which is a dual action alpha hydroxy acid cleanser. Very fancy words, basically using different light acids to gently remove all the dead skin, debris, light makeup, and really the pollutants that we're all exposed to every single day. And so it's just a really nice way to reveal the skin so that you can put all the nice ingredients on top.
Exactly. These are your eye treatment masks, and I love these. These are my favorite. They're gold.
I love gold.
And they're good for you.
They are. They're filled with hyaluronic acid. They have vitamin C. They're brightening. They're very cooling. They're perfect for me, especially, you know, when I'm always working so much and just to have a little bit of hydration on the skin. So,
totally.
Really nice way to zhuzh up the under eye area.
Zhuzh the under eye area and also stop from making a mess. Now, tell me, when you apply these to yourself, what do you do with the leftover serum? Do you?
So sometimes if I'm not using it if I'm not doing a face mask at the same time, I'll use a little bit of that serum and I'll rub it around my face, and I'll use a roller actually just to give myself like a little massage and lymphatic drainage. So, I never like to let the serum go to waste.
I agree.
I think this is just a good look. I should just walk around, you know, with like a little eye mask, right?
No one would question it.
No, why?
They'd be like,
I had big hair. Yeah, exactly.
Cool. I get it.
It's so refreshing though. It feels so lovely on my skin.
And you worked with me on a fashion show during Fashion Week last year, and we had all the models sitting in these, and they couldn't believe their luck.
Oh, it's so nice. It's really, you know, I just think it's such a small little thing you can do for yourself, and it makes an immediate impact on the skin.
And for as a makeup artist, the skincare bit's so important. Like, it's half the makeup in itself, just to be like really hydrated and
it makes everything go on better, 100%. Right? What are your two favorite skincare, like what two products do you need to have in order to have like a good makeup, you know?
Honestly, I'd say like moisturizer and lip balm.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Like in terms of skincare.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Lip balm. I would have thought like the lipstick is already.
No, because lip balm I also put on, you know, if I didn't have an eye cream or anything, or if I didn't have anything to put on my eye, I always like to put a bit of lip balm on my eye. And you can also put it on your cheekbones to make you look really like dewy.
Good little hack.
So I love lip balm. Okay, while that's on, I'll give you a little bit of the Lift and Lustre, which is gorgeous and a bit sparkly. So it's sort of like an illuminating primer at the same time as being a nice treatment. Tell me about this serum.
So this is a golden elixir antioxidant serum. So of course, all of our products have hyaluronic acid in them, but this also has like gold mecha flex in it. And really it creates instant illumination and hydration for the skin. So when you put it on, it's very light, despite, you know, despite the fact that it looks a little bit thicker when you bring it out, and then it goes into those little gold mecha flecks go into the skin and really hide and soften any fine lines and wrinkles, and that's why you get like this instant luminosity when you put it on. So I really love it. And actually sometimes if I'm running late and I don't have time at night and I can't do my makeup again, I just put a few drops of that on my hands, mix them together, and just as you put it on my face, I press it on just to like really bring everything back to life.
But I think that that's my favorite kind of product as well. That anything that just sort of brightens and like adds just a little bit of a pick-me-up.
It's a pick-me-up and it's dewy, so it just makes you feel like you're glowing a little bit. So
no, I love using this under makeup. It's really nice.
You should try it on top next time too. As at the end, just like a few little drops. So what's the most common complaint that people have, like when you're doing their makeup? What do they say? Oh, can you do this, or can you make this, or hide this, or?
A lot of the time it's sun damage.
like me?
Well, I mean, you don't have any damage that I can see, but maybe you're cleverer than me with your bits and bobs. But a lot of the time it's under eye circles and it's sun damage. And like both of those things, like under eye circles is really difficult because makeup only goes so far, and actually putting lots of makeup on your under eyes actually kind of makes it look worse.
Older. Yeah. That's something I hear a lot too. I think that's why these eye masks are really helpful. Just, you know, it's a nice quick fix. It might not be long term, but it really helps quite a lot.
Sure, exactly. I agree. And if I have a client that's sort of feeling a bit tired or has been really busy, my first thing that I offer them is
an eye mask.
Okay, so I've just put a little light layer of your Tint and Protect on. But I'm going to leave your skin like that just while I do your eyes so that we don't finish your skin, do your eyes, and then have to redo your skin afterwards.
Got it. I love the Tint and Protect. I think it's like an easy moisturizer. It has like this nice little sheen. And so since I don't do too much makeup, I always find that it's like hard for me to find something that makes you feel and look dewy without looking cakey. And so that's why I wanted something.
And it's got such a lovely texture to it. It's really, it's exactly what you need. It just lifts, it just brightens without sort of adding too much.
We're making all these new colors too. So we started with this one as just a trial, and it was, had a great reception. So I'm excited about the other colors.
Yeah, me too. So I'm just going to start the eye by giving you a nice smudgy eyeline. And I like to sort of start with this because it just pulls you in and makes you conscious of what you're applying and where. So by marking out what you want to do with the eye, like planning it in your head almost, you're sort of like giving yourself step by step with the eyeliner. Does that make sense?
Absolutely.
Okay. So I'm going to use this lovely pencil, which is by Victoria Beckham, and it's one of her satin cajole liners. It's like a really nice soft terracotta almost. If you look straight ahead, I'm just gonna give you a little...
Eyes open or closed?
Straight ahead, sort of a little bit lower, yeah, so you're not gonna blink while I go. So by keeping your eyes open when you mark out the wing, you can see what your eyes are gonna look like. You know how it's difficult when you apply eyeliner with your eyes closed and then you open it because it looks totally different with your eyes open than it does closed. So that's why I like to keep the eyes open while I'm applying it.
So you don't want to know how I apply my eyeliner. I usually just take the pencil and I keep my eyes closed and I just rub it a couple of times until something rubs off on my eyelids.
Yeah, I mean, look, each their own.
It's a look.
Whatever works for you.
What's your favorite eye makeup remover?
So I like to use a sort of cleansing balm, you know, like an oily based balm that like melts makeup off.
But then you double cleanse?
And then, exactly, and then I would use a different type of cleanser, like even like a micellar water. I just think that they're so clean and easy when it comes to taking off makeup. It's kind of like the easiest way to do it, just with a cotton pad. But yeah, I guess I love your cleanser because it really like, it sort of feels like it does more for the skin. It's not just taking the makeup off. It's like a kind of hybrid almost.
It's so lovely. It is. It's a little bit, it exfoliates at the same time. So you're just getting rid of everything, all the grime that sits on the skin.
So I guess if I was using that, I would use a very gentle cleanser, like a micellar water before, and then use that to sort of finish it off. Look at me. Gorgeous. So I'm just going to mark out, look straight at me. I'm just going to mark out your wing.
I'm so excited to have a wing.
Just a little wing, and then look down that way for me. Yeah.
My mother used to always have a wing. When I do that, I feel like I have just way too much makeup on for me on a day-to-day basis. Yeah. But it's kind of the same thing. You know, my mother wears red lipstick every day, and if she doesn't wear red lipstick, I think she looks unwell. Yeah. Just because I'm used to seeing her. But I feel really self-conscious wearing red lipstick. Yeah. Yeah. I'm sure no one's looking at me, but I feel like the entire room is looking at me.
No one's looking at you going, God, why is she wearing that red lipstick?
But I feel like the eye is the same way. I'd be more inclined to wear the winged eye than I would the lipstick.
Sure. So, I'm gonna go, I'm gonna go in with a little bit of eyeshadow.
Okay.
Just before, I'm gonna put a bit of powder on your eyelid just to make sure that there's no oil that's gonna contaminate my eyeshadow.
So you're putting that on top of my eyeliner that you just put?
I'm just using the eyeliner as like the sort of first step in seeing what I want to build up on.
Okay.
So I've used the aubergine eyeliner in the sort of inner corner, and I've used the darker brown on the wing, and I'm going to take that sort of application and follow it with the eyeshadow.
Okay.
So this is a Dior palette. These are really great, these quads. They're called the Dior Backstage palettes. And this one is like a really lovely sort of warm tone, aubergine brown, coppery sort of selection. And I'm going to use a bit of this one. It's like slightly metallic-y copper. I'm going to just put it in the center of the lid, but working like closely along the lash line. And then I always like to have two brushes, one to apply and one to buff and blend.
Are they different? Is
Yeah.
one fat and one thin?
One's sort of like
Yeah.
flat and the other one's fluffy. So now I'm going to use the sort of darker flat brown and this nice warm brown as well. I've just tapped the brush in both of them. And you just want to make sure that you haven't got too much product on the brush. And then I'm just going to lay it flat on top of this. And then I like to mix mascaras. So this one, which is by Glossier, it's just their classic black mascara. It's called Lash Lick. It's got this really perfect little brush and it just coats each eyelash in a really lovely dark, sort of vivid black color, and it just defines them and lengthens them, and it's kind of like a perfect primer. In the day I would just use this on its own, but for nighttime it's nice to add a little bit more of a flutter.
That's the other thing, like I never know. There's every brand has so many mascaras.
Sure.
Like full, long. Well, I want them both, full and long. Which one to use?
Well, I always like to layer mascaras. I think it's like everything. It's like I would, I don't know, put a lipstick on and then put a little bit of gloss on if I felt like adding to it. Like you can add, and that's the nice thing about makeup is
you can just
just take it off if it looks ridiculous.
That's true.
Sort of non-committal. This mascara is great for like volume. It's by NARS and it's called their Climax mascara.
They always have the best names.
I know, they're really good at their names. And I'm just sort of focusing the product on the edge of the lashes so that the thickest point is on the outer corner. You've got very good eyelashes.
Thank you.
Beautiful. And then with this sort of skinnier brush, I'll just give a little coat on the lower lashes. Look up for me.
Did you put eyeliner in my lower eyelid?
No, do you like doing that?
No, I was just wondering.
I haven't, but I will take your under eye masks off, and then we can do that, and then we can reassess. So I'm going to give you a little bit of glitter as well. I like to keep my glitters in little
Sachets.
And I mean, glitter's a nightmare because it just explodes, but a little bit goes a long way. And it's just nice to pat on just to finish off the party look. And then here I've got a little bit of foundation that I'm just going to brush over the skin. Just a tiny little bit, because it is a nighttime look after all.
It is. But can I ask you, do you like thicker foundations in general, or do you prefer like the lighter ones?
No, I prefer a lighter one.
And then you build if you need to?
Exactly. I prefer a foundation that hasn't got too much sort of powder content. You know, because you get all these mattifying foundations that have lots of sort of quite chunky powder in it, and it just sits really heavy on the skin, and it means that it's really difficult to make it look natural or fresh, you know.
Well, the whole point is to have better looking skin, not necessarily powdery skin. I think that also makes you look very caked on and just takes away from the whole look.
Totally. And I mean, for me, like youth and health comes so hand in hand with like hydration. And if the skin looks dry, it's just not, it doesn't sort of emulate, you know,
no,
like
glowing, beautiful, healthy skin.
Yeah, exactly. So that's just a quick once over. And I'll give you a little bit of concealer as well, which I put on this brush. This is just a Glossier. They make this concealer called Stretch Concealer. And it's really lovely and creamy. And a little bit goes a long way. And I like to just apply a little under the eye and pat it into the skin with a finger.
My goal in terms of skincare, and when I have it with, like, for instance, our Tint and Protect, is really to create a fusion. So you're really getting the best of everything. You know, of course, we all like makeup, but you know, I want your skin to look as good as you want it to look, so you don't need as much makeup.
Sure.
So,
yeah.
What's your favorite bronzer?
I like to use gel bronzers.
Oh, never used one before.
So on the skin, use cream and gel textures as much as I can right up to the end, and leave powder
for the last.
Right as the last thing. So that's why I like gel bronzers, and I like cream blushes as well. This is by Sensei, which is a Japanese brand, and I love these bronzers. They're called bronzing gels, and they have quite a few different shades of them. And this color is amber bronze, and it's quite a nice warm brown, and it looks
so dark.
Looks really dark, but it blends very sheer. I'm going to use a brush. So you'll see when I buff it out into the skin, it kind of...
Oh yeah, super sheer.
Yeah. And so I'll just apply this like you would a powder, sort of just on the high points of the face. So on the forehead, on the tops of the cheekbones.
You can give me more cheekbones.
Oh yeah? Okay.
I used to have more.
I think you've still got a pretty good set of cheekbones, Maryam.
Thank you. My mom still has hers. Hopefully I'll keep mine too.
I think that's just your face structure, isn't it? You just have, like, your architecture is quite cheekbone.
For now.
So down the nose and sort of hugging the apple of the cheek and the jawline. And you can take it down onto the neck as well. And it's really lovely, this product, because it just makes you look sun-kissed. You could almost do this like this with your Tint and Protect.
That would be my
Bish
look.
bash bosh. Done for the day.
I think I might have to get this one.
Yeah, maybe too. If you want even more cheekbone, Charlotte Tilbury makes these contour ones. They're called Hollywood Contour, and they're even more terrifying in their color. But again, they buff very, very sheer. But this sort of spongy applicator is really good for contouring, because you can just apply it exactly where you need it, just on that hollow bit of the cheekbone, and you can just add a little bit more since it's a nighttime look, you know. And the other nice thing about using cream textures with a brush is that it really pushes it into the skin, and it sort of disappears, you know, and then it's just a seamless application, so no one will ever know. Is it skin? Is it makeup? Is it Dr. Zamani? Beautiful. So again, with the cream textures, these are my favorite cream blushes. These are by Westman Atelier, and it's this woman called Gucci Westman. She's a very famous makeup artist, and she has done this beautiful brand. And these are her blusher sticks. Are you more of a peachy tone person? Or
I like more
of a
peachy.
Okay, so
I love these too. I have them as well.
great. Good. And it's so nice because you can just...
But you put everything on your hand and then you put it on.
Yeah.
Is that what I should be doing?
I don't know. I think actually if you're doing your own makeup, doing everything on your hands is probably not the best. There's no reason why you can't just put it straight on your face. But I think it's a good way of controlling the amount of product you sort of transfer. And with blush, I like to go quite high on the cheekbone. So I don't really put too much on the actual sort of the meatiest part of the...
You're quite high, actually.
Yes.
You're almost at lower eyelid.
Exactly. So I go sort of high up here. And again, it just... it's more of a flush, I guess. And it sort of helps the contouring thing. And it just looks more natural than like a sort of clowny cheek apple. I am very aware that you've not had a look at what you look like. So I really hope that you...
Don't run away now. I'm sure it's fabulous.
I hope that you like it. Okay, that's blush. And then I also just like to use whatever's on the brush, just on the bridge of the nose and a little bit on the chin. And it just sort of makes you look really well, like you've been on the, I don't know, on a brisk walk in lockdown. So you don't really do much to your brows, so I'll just use a clear brow gel on them. This is by Glossier. This is their Boy Brow, and it's their clear one, which is just this lovely sort of pomade. It's kind of waxy. It's not like too shiny gel, and it just holds everything in place without being too stiff. And I like to just brush it through the brow like that, and then just take any excess off with my thumb, and it sort of defines the hairs and holds it all in place at the same time. And then we'll finish off with a little bit of powder. I like to use these Laura Mercier powders because they're really finely milled and it doesn't sit heavy on the skin. And they're translucent, so they tend to be okay with most skin types. And I'm literally just using what's in the lid. I'm not going to over apply powder at all. And I'm really just putting it where we want to set the makeup and, you know, stay away from shine. So around the nose, under the eye here, the center of the forehead, down the nose and on the chin. But I'll keep all of this the highest point of your cheekbone clear of powder, because that's where you kind of want the dew, you know. What do you think?
I love it.
Yeah?
I do.
Do you like the sparkle?
I love the sparkle. It looks so dewy, and not rather than sparkly.
Yes, exactly. It's not a chunky sparkle.
No.
Yeah.
It's very elegant sparkle.
What did you say when I walked in? You said trashy. Yeah, you said don't name it trashy.
Yeah.
Have I succeeded?
You did amazing. Thank you so much.
Oh, my pleasure.
Now what are we going to do for my lips?
Well, I've got these lip pencils, which are my favourite, which are by Victoria Beckham. She does these lip definers. And I always feel like if someone doesn't really like lipstick, this is always a good place to start.
No, I like lipstick. I love always, I have something on my lip, but just usually it's not very dark.
So I like to use nude lip liners.
Amazing.
And I just, because you've got a lip balm on there anyway, it'll sort of it'll apply gently. And I just like to define the edges and then just blend it all together with a finger. And this is my sort of like hack to not use the full lipstick, just like a halfway. So that's my sort of natural lipstick look.
Am I done?
I think so.
Ready to go out?
Yeah, I think so. In your beautiful dress.
Are you going to come party with me?
I think I might have to go home and change.
Thank you again for coming, and thank you for watching. Please like, share, and subscribe. And if you have any other comments or questions or anything else, please make a comment below.